Got on mute.
Got on mute.
It's been a long time. My goodness. Is this thing on? How do we do
right?
this?
Check.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Hello. I don't know. Clap. Boy, it's been a long time since we've done a Facebook Live, and there's good reason for that. We haven't really had much to talk about. Yeah, we've had some pop-up storms here and there. I know you were watching the storms on Saturday, but in case you're joining on for the first time, welcome. My name is Dan Scoff. I'm the Chief Meteorologist of KNWA Fox 24, KXNW. Davion's going to be doing the 7 o'clock newscast on KXNW. We'll give people a sneak peek of this. This is Davion Huggins, another one of my awesome meteorologists on our weather team. And we are in the Northwest Arkansas River Valley area. For those that have watched before, maybe you just forgot all that stuff. I don't know.
Right?
It's been so long. So we got a lot to talk about. First of all, let's get to the radar because we did have some storms. In fact, we had some nasty storms in Harrison. Maybe not necessarily super nasty, severe, but they were definitely producing some heavy rain. And get this, we got an epic time lapse too.
That time lapse is going to be.
Oh, this time lapse is going to be chef's kiss. Let's take a look though. We'll move the camera off the screen. There's the storms, Davion. I'll let you control Mega Doppler here. We got storms that are popping up now in Newton County. It's been mainly our eastern weather coverage area. That's what's been seeing the storm activity.
Look at all the lightning activity as well. These are and not severe warned right now for our viewing region, but certainly electrified at the very least.
Oh, yeah. We're talking major electrified storms. And what's wild is we're going to show you some WeatherBug Network cameras because we got some great views of these cells that are popping up. So why don't you stop the loop? We'll pause it and we'll zoom in on the Newton County area. Jasper is getting a nice little downpour. So is Parthenon, Ponca. This is great for floating the Buffalo. It's not going to be enough to fill it up all the way, but this is definitely some much needed rain in that area. And Billy's saying hello from St. Paul. How about that? Well, that was the wrong one. Ready for the storms today. But Billy's saying hello from St. Paul. Let's move to the southwest a little bit, southwest of Pettigrew, St. Paul. You got in Madison County. So you're going southeast. There you see that small severe thunderstorm warning that just got expired. So if you zoom in a little more, let's put that into motion. And you think St. Paul gets impacted? I do believe so.
Yeah, I believe so.
Those storms are dropping south. And while they are moving southeast, there's additional development. We got hello from Bella Vista. Hello to you guys as well. Danny, I saw a shelf cloud. I'm about to crash out in May. I saw no shelf cloud. So he's saying he saw no shelf clouds in May. He's about to crash out.
Yeah, it's been quiet.
So I learned about the crash out phrase. You know, that's something new, obviously. Crash out is when you just go nuts, right?
Yeah, pretty much what the guy did in the movie.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of movie, we saw the movie Pressure. I highly recommend it. Awesome movie about the meteorologist.
Yes.
Finally getting a little praise in the movies instead of just being made fun of. You're wrong all the time. They were not wrong on this forecast.
Couldn't be.
And they couldn't be because they had so many troops that were getting ready. If you don't know the story, D-Day, of course, you know about the history of D-Day, but if you don't, the Germans were overtaking the French land and they had to make the invasion in Normandy. D-Day was supposed to be June 5th. They delayed it about 16 hours to June 6th, and weather ended up being perfectly, perfect for an invasion, and it played a pivotal role in the victory, which was, possibly the future of our country.
I was about to say, you're not winning that war. And if it wasn't that day,
you aren't winning the war if you're going out with 8 to 12 foot seas trying to make your way on land where you can't see anything. I really do want to see Normandy, France. The movie is powerful too. Let me tell you, it's super powerful. So we're going to let more people hop on here because we do have a big announcement that we want to mention too for you guys to help us with severe weather and weather coverage. But let's work our way a little bit to the west, Davion. Washington County, not really a whole lot of development. But if you play this, you'll see a boundary that's slowly dropping south. So it's not out of the question that we do see a pop-up storm, but it's not looking as likely. The window is closing.
Yeah.
So if you were to look at a window. It's like literally we don't have it cracked, but it's about a quarter of the way open.
Slightly open.
Yeah.
And like you said, that window of opportunity is closing. Obviously, it's still warm outside, but we are losing the peak daytime heating here as the sun will be setting within the next 2 hours or so. Generously speaking, there's it's a lot of lightning with these storms.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, let me show you. I'm going to bring up Max 2 because this was the show I just did. So we already saw Mega Doppler. Let's take a detailed look at the radar here, and we'll bring this up full. So there's a Jasper and Waiton. That's that cell that's dropping south. It's not severe. There was a severe thunderstorm warning that just clipped about maybe 1/10,000th of the county. Honestly,
a mountain slope.
That was about a mountain slope. I mentioned that in my 6 o'clock news. And there you see some development. So LCT Gaming has a great question, and I think it needs to be answered. Why are we under a severe thunderstorm watch? Because it barely had anything. Well, the deal is a watch means that conditions are favorable for severe storms, which we know the conditions are there, but will storms actually develop? That was a big question. So this is kind of known as a conditional severe thunderstorm watch, meaning if a storm goes up, it could be severe and become severe pretty rapidly. But at the same time, it's a question as to where storms would develop. So Davion's looking at a cell that's in southern Scott County. We'll take a look at that here in just a bit. There's the cell that's in Witter right now, south of Huntsville, near Japton. But this is what Davion was looking at. One little isolated guy that's popped up south of Waldron. We would have an amazing view of this from our Waldron WeatherBug Network camera, but Davion.
Drum roll, please. Waldron's down. Because why not? Why not?
There you go. Why not? When we really need it, that's when it goes down.
I was going to say, the interesting thing about that cell that we were just mentioning over towards Waldron, that's nowhere near the boundary that we're watching move through our region.
Hey, I see something new on our streaming platform. So when we highlight something, like for instance, Erica asking about the Rogers area, now watch when I unhighlight it, it's dim.
Oh wow!
So you can tell that we covered that as a comment.
That's cool.
Heck yeah!
That's very useful.
Yeah,
it sounds small, but it's useful. That's very useful.
That's very useful for us. So going back to the radar, yeah, there are isolated storms that have popped up here and there. There is a severe thunderstorm watch, which I'll show you here in a second. But first of all, let's take a look at some cameras because, man, we got some amazing views. You're going to love these. So first of all, Mount Magazine looking south. That's that cell in southern Scott County. Not super intense for the updraft. Ways that you can tell this if you're new to storm spotting is, number one, the anvil is not super crisp. Nope. This is what we call basically like a faded anvil, if you will. It's not rigid. It's kind of a soft anvil. What we mean by that is it's not a super hard edge and defined. It's more wispy. Wispy anvils tell you that the updrafts aren't super strong. There's another updraft that's trying to pop up there. We've got some developing, towering, what we call cumulus congestus clouds. Now that is a much stronger updraft, but not as intense as it was. So here, this is called cumulus congestus. That's about to reach cumulonimbus status. Here's the storms that's severe. Notice this flat area right here. This is called the troposphere. The top of the troposphere is known as the tropopause. Now, we had a great question when we did our weather presentation for May 26, 2024, and this is a great question, one that we know as meteorologists, but a lot of other people don't. So, first of all, again, there's the storms that we're looking at off in the distance. I want to break this down for you. So this is the science behind why these storms look the way they do. All right. And I'm gonna see if I can draw on here. Maybe it'll let me draw. Let's see here. Go back up.
Does it let you draw in play mode?
I think it does. Nah, lets me put stuff on there. Let me stop it and see if I can draw on. It's not a data set, so it might not work. Let's see. But I can take care of that because that's exactly why we've got the data set. So stand by if you want to learn something. I've got you covered right about now. Now I can draw.
Oh, yeah.
You better believe it. All right. So going back to here. There's the radar. We're looking east as those storms are popping up as severe. And now you're going to see, we're going to take the camera off the screen so you can see everything real nice and clear. But this is a look at basically the storm that's in eastern sections of our weather coverage area. So I'm going to go back to here. This storm right here is severe. This is called an overshooting top. The reason that the clouds can't get any higher is if we were to look at a temperature profile, imagine a sounding, okay? And we're going to take that temperature profile, and whenever it moves right to left, essentially, if it's on a skew T, whenever it moves like kind of from bottom right to upper left, this tells you the temperature is decreasing with height. So the temperature decreases with height, typically, unless there's an inversion, all the way up to the top of the troposphere, which is known as the tropopause. Okay, so that tropopause level, once you hit the stratosphere, guess what? The temperature starts rising. And so basically what you would be looking at here is if I am, imagine just a sounding, if you will. This is increasing, and I'll show you on a sounding too, but the temperature is basically increasing as you go from left to right. So if the line is going backwards, I'm going to show you a sounding, and we can bring up a sounding, but that's why you have the top of the troposphere, because the temperature is increased with height. So that makes it stable. So as those clouds rise, notice how this is punching up above the troposphere, or at least it looks like it is. But you got to remember that this is closer. So believe it or not, the troposphere will be right about here.
Yeah.
So this cloud will start spreading out like this does. But this is called an overshooting top because what's happening is the updraft is so forceful that the acceleration, it's not just going to immediately stop as it gets to the top of the troposphere, but it will accelerate through that tropopause and punch up into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Now, this is why time lapses are so cool.
Oh man, that time lapse is going to be beautiful.
I got to show you a couple of them. One, we've got our Kessler Kisser FM WeatherBug Network camera that's got a time lapse of it, so you'll be able to see that motion. In the meantime, we're going to cover that question, LCT Gaming, in terms of the watch, why there's no other storms that are popping up.
Yeah.
But bring up, if you can, the Weather 3 recorded hits.
Yes, sir.
Weather 3 recorded. And now we're going to take a look at this Weather 3 recorded. And ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be in amazement.
Going to be in awe.
All right, here we go. You got it loaded up?
Yep, it's loaded up.
All right. So we'll bring this up full. And now you're going to see everything that we talked about in motion, and it'll make a whole lot more sense.
Man, this is so cool to see.
Oh, this is so cool. So there's the updrafts. You can see how they hit the top of the troposphere because the temperature increases with height. And I'll show you a sounding as well.
You can see the clouds spreading out.
And there's the clouds spreading out. This is 64 times the speed. Now, watch what happens on the right side. There's that updraft. That's called convection. And then once it hits the top of the atmosphere, it starts to spread out, and that's known as the troposphere. Look at the overshooting top on the right-hand side.
Yep.
And then not only that, but you can see how the overshooting top collapses pretty rapidly. That's because it is extremely stable. And that stability is what basically prevents the clouds from rising anymore. So this is the top of our level of the troposphere, known as the tropopause, and there's those overshooting tops. Oh, look at that overshoot.
Man, that was a good one.
That one blew up. Remember, it's all about acceleration and instability that's causing that.
Splash cirrus up top.
And then you got what's called splash cirrus. That shows you that the storm has reached the top of the boundary, or the top of the troposphere. All right, so that's a little insight into that. And I know we're getting some questions about the forecast, and we'll get to that too. But we're geeking out here. This is what Facebook is meant for, and these live streams are meant for, is to geek out a little bit. So here's what I want to do. I want to show you a sounding.
This is actually pretty cool because I had a question.
Yeah.
Someone asked me on one of my TikTok videos. In fact, it was a TikTok video where I was explaining the cap. This was from about a month ago. And the question was recent. And if you ever wondered why storms, when we hear meteorologists, they talk about the cap, and you hear like storms, when we say storms blow up or erupt because of that, that means that the storm, the updrafts, basically that time lapse you just watched, those clouds are punching through that cap that which was weakened. So I use the analogy of basically putting a lid on a boiling pot of water.
Yeah, that's a great
yeah,
analogy.
lid on a boiling pot of water. That energy is not going anywhere. It can't go up, but it's there. But you take the top off of the boiling pot of water, and there you go. You get your rocket ship.
Exactly. That's a great analogy for sure. And that's what happens to that steam, just rapidly rises.
Yeah.
So here is a look at that atmosphere that you just saw. And this is essentially a look at what it looks like on the sounding, and then it'll make more sense with the lines and all that garbage that I drew on there. But this is the sounding, okay? And remember what I was talking about when the temperature decreases with height from right to left, just like what you saw, or the arrow is increasing with height from left to right. This is essentially what a hot air balloon would do, and this is what happens with these thunderstorms. They rise until this hits right here, known as the equilibrium level. And notice this red line, how it starts going back up to the right. This shows the temperature increasing with height. Now, believe it or not, it's actually isothermal because it's following these dashed lines. These are isotherms, and this is a skew T. But this is what meteorologists look at. And so if we were a hot air balloon, we would rise and we would continue to rise and we would continue to rise until we hit the top of the atmosphere, the first level of the atmosphere known as the troposphere, and that's where your equilibrium level is. Now, why aren't there a lot of tornadoes with this activity? Well, you'll see the wind shear is extremely weak.
Absolute.
Look at how small these red lines are, which tells you the magnitude of it. And then when you look at an actual photograph, it's all jumbled up right next to each other. So there's no severe weather in terms of shear. There's no, yes, these storms might pulse to severe limits, but then they collapse and then they die. So
this is not an environment where that supports organized thunderstorms to continue.
Yeah, exactly. So, Davion, you got cut out of this.
Yeah, right.
All right. So there you go. That, and we got another time lapse for you. But in the meantime, let's answer some of these questions here because
I saw meteorologist Leslie in there somewhere.
Okay, we got a few of them. All right. So should we be prepared just in case? Be prepared for a pop-up storm. I think that window for Northwest Arkansas, for Washington and Benton County, is closing pretty fast.
Yeah, especially Benton County.
I think
the
boundary is starting to shift south. Benton County for sure. If you look south of Huntsville, I bet you can see how tall that storm is in Madison County. So yeah, as a matter of fact,
we saw that in Huntsville, and
we've got that the Huntsville middle school camera there. You can see that towering updraft. What's wild is it hasn't produced precipitation yet. Well, it has now. You can kind of see that milky white off in the distance. Rogers is fine. I think, as we just mentioned, Benton County, I don't think you're going to see much at all.
Yeah.
The boundary is south. So what exactly are we seeing? Well, here's a look at Megadoppler. Sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. But here's the boundary, and other storms are trying to pop up along the boundary, but just not doing it.
Yeah,
and so anything that's north of this probably won't develop into anything. So Washington County, yes, maybe a pop-up storm. Benton County, not so much.
Yeah.
Better storm chances are along this edge. Why did they issue that big severe thunderstorm watch? Because there could be a storm anywhere within the coverage area. However, it was a very conditional severe weather threat, which is why the risk was pretty low as a marginal threat. Okay, so hopefully that answers that.
And that watch goes until 9 o'clock, and it shows you when we lose daytime heating, not really expecting much activity.
Tuning in from sunny downtown Rogers. Speaking of sunny downtown Rogers, did you know that we've got a brand new WeatherBug camera, and this is a beaut.
It is a beautiful one.
This is Northeast Rogers. In fact, Benchmark Group A&E Fur Building. This is just south of Carter Field. So Carter Field, we got an amazing view. In fact, it's a pan tilt zoom camera. I'll take you on a tour here.
I was going to say,
as we control this
camera on the weekend had such a good time lapse of the lightning. There
Yeah.
were some crazy strikes happening on those Saturday storms across portions of Benton County.
So the only view that's blocked partially is oh brother. Looks like weather 2 just went out. But what came back. Anyways, there's the only blocked view is due east. Due east is the only blocked view, but we got Posey Mountain for that. So check this view out of Rogers. You're going to love this. Look at that cell that's popping up right there. That's the outflow boundary.
Yep.
And that's the boundary that's trying to develop those storms. Now, if we zoom in on this, you're going to see some really incredible
Look at that
detail. Look at that.
Literally, the
cape,
the steam,
yeah,
is rising.
Steam is rising from the pot.
Yep.
As that boiling water pot, the lid has been lifted off. But look at how this is not very rigid. You can see how it's kind of more it's just like
it's soft.
It's
not,
soft.
Yeah.
It's soft. It's smooth. It's not like a hard edge. That shows you that updraft is not super strong. So there is some additional rising motion. We're going to work our way south and check out this view right here of downtown Rogers. Such an awesome view. Look at that.
Oh, man.
Now you can see some of the exhaust from the air conditioning vents and stuff like that. But awesome view there. Then you work your way to the southwest. Check out this view. We basically can see all of Rogers, the entire skyline. And then here's the double there's the double water towers that you can see. And that's right by the Rogers Aquatic Center. Then you work your way to the west and check out this view. I mean, this would have had everything. Here is Pinnacle Hills Promenade. There's Topgolf. There's some of the other areas. You can see the Embassy Suites. You can also see some of the other buildings. Then you work your way farther north and watch what you're going to see here, Carter Field.
Such a good camera.
Oh, amazing. So there's looking due west. Look at that view. I mean, just for miles, how flat it is. And then finally, there's Highway 64. Right there, there's 62, and then Carter Field. Check out this view of Carter Field. Beautiful,
man.
So, cool view. All right. Davion, you got first forecast here.
Yes, sir.
We'll continue to keep the live stream going. We do have a newscast that's coming up, and so I'm going to do a quick lightning round of some of the other questions. But that camera is going to be clutch, as the younger generation would say. Okay, just tuning in. No, there's no tornado threat. Absolutely none. There's no wind shear. We talked about that, how everything's kind of dying off. As we're checking out the radar and additional development, I'm going to do a quick lightning round on these questions. How about that? All right, just got on here. That was about 10 minutes ago. So not much happening, and depends on where you're at, but the most likely storms are in Madison County as well as Newton County and southern Scott County. Hey, glad to see your smiling faces. It's been a little while, hasn't it? Mudtown Days is looking a little soggy on Saturday. Definitely muddy for Mudtown Days. Hey, long time no talk, says Caitlin. Should I have Baja Blast on standby? Not necessarily, no, because there's no Baja Blast energy, so there's no Baja Blast. Whoa, check that out. That is cool.
Graduate. This is looking east, I'll bet.
This is the Graduate Hotel. There's that updraft. Now see how that had a little bit of a harder edge. Oh, it's good to learn. Interesting. That's right. That area has no tornado threat. There's no tornado threat because there's no upper level shear and there's no support. Now, I didn't say it's zero because this time of the year you can get some boundaries and interactions and temperatures cooling off, but it is very low, near zero. What is a great way we can share photos and storms with you? Yes, we are going to talk about that, as a matter of fact. That was the reason that we were going to mention this. We have a thing called 479WX. Now, the problem is we're about to do a newscast, so make sure you stay tuned here because after this newscast and this weather report, I'm going to share with you 479WX, and it is awesome. All right, stand by here. Davion coming on. Give me that countdown.
Yes, sir. I want to say we're about 30 out.
Okay,
Yeah,
about 30
Just got
seconds
it.
out. Yeah, we have something brand new, exciting. I want to tell you about it. It's called 479wx.com. It's a way that you can share pictures and videos and reports with us because Facebook is a jumbled mess and it's impossible to keep everything on track. So call cord is clear. There's an isolated cell, but the boundary is dropping south. I'll control radar for you, Davion, all right?
4, 5, 6.
Proudly covering the Northwest Arkansas community. This is KNWA News at 7 on KXNW.
All right, good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Warner. Severe storm chances sticking around for at least the next couple of hours. Let's check in right now. Meteorologist Davion Huggins tracking it all for us. Davion?
Exactly right, Doug. We're continuing to monitor some of those isolated pop-up storms that have been rolling across portions of our region. There is a live look right now at the Graduate Hotel here in Fayetteville. This is looking off to the east over towards Madison County, where we're starting to see some of those returns happening on radar. But you'll notice where it's not raining, temperatures have certainly been very warm. We're talking temperatures in the upper 80s to lower 90s, continuing to see that as we enter into the 7 o'clock hour. But notice how muggy it is as well. Those dew points in the upper 60s to lower 70s as well. So here's Howell Heating Cooling Mega Doppler right now. And you can see as I step out of the way, you see Madison County, where we're just watching those cells continuing to move off to the south and east. Zooming out a little bit, you can see the orientation of that. Boone and Newton County certainly had their fair share of showers and thunderstorms today. And then we also have the bigger picture. Notice down as we go further south over towards Waldron, Scott County even getting a little bit of action with an isolated pop-up thunderstorm. So what's going on? There's just a little bit of a boundary that continues to move throughout portions of the area. And right now it's draped right over Madison County. So that could mean any more further development to be possible over the next couple of hours. That severe thunderstorm watch will go into effect until 9 p.m. tonight unless it gets extended. But for right now, we're continuing to monitor the radar, and we'll let you know what you can expect heading into tomorrow as well as the rest of the upcoming week in the full forecast. But first, we're going to send things back over to Doug.
All right, we'll check back in with Davion here in just a few minutes. Following the tragic death of a Centerton police captain, Chris Kelly, his fellow officers are reflecting on his life and legacy. Kelly was killed on Saturday after an explosion on his farm in Benton County while off duty. KNWA's Gabriella Phelan has more.
It is with profound sadness that we announce the passing of Captain Christopher Kelly. Captain Kelly passed away on May 30th, 2026, leaving behind a legacy of leadership, dedication, and service that has touched countless lives throughout his career.
Although he was a big man of stature, his heart was even larger. And we were very fortunate to know him, and he had a genuine care and charisma that made everybody feel like, as you first met him, that you've been friends for years.
Captain Kelly made a lasting impact on those that he mentored and served. His guidance, experience, and dedication helped to shape the lives of many, and his influence will continue to be felt for years to come.
It's been very difficult for everybody here, and his presence was very much known, and his absence is even more known.
He was a trusted colleague, a mentor, and a friend. His dedication to service and his genuine care for others left an indelible mark on our organization and our community. He will be deeply missed. As we mourn this tremendous loss, we also want to celebrate Captain Kelly's remarkable life and the many contributions he made throughout his career. Our thoughts and heartfelt condolences are with his family, with his friends, and with his loved ones during this difficult time. Captain Christopher Kelly's legacy of service, his leadership, and commitment to others will never be forgotten.
We all would like to remember Captain Kelly as a man, a friend, a leader, and a mentor. He was somebody that would take anybody, and he was the best backup you could have. And he's a friend that you needed to talk to. And he took new officers and molded them into fortunately the officers we have now.
We would like to thank our community and the communities abroad for their outpour of support in our time of mourning. We will continue to serve our city with the highest level of commitment and allegiance.
Find full coverage of his passing online at knwa.com. Also tonight, we're told all things are moving in the right direction for a Fort Smith police officer shot in the line of duty 2 weeks ago. Fort Smith police tell us Officer Kyle Newman has made some meaningful and encouraging progress since their last medical update. They did add Officer Newman's recovery remains serious and complex. Officer Newman was shot on May 17th during a DWI investigation. The suspect was later killed by police after a high-speed chase through Fort Smith. Well, it's official. Northwest Health is now under new ownership. We've learned Joplin-based Freeman Health completed the purchase today.
All right, everyone, we're back. We're still in the middle of the newscast. As I talked about, we can't talk as loud, but they will be going to a commercial break. I do want to share something with you pretty exciting. It's called 479WX. We'll do that here in just a bit. In the meantime, though, a storm is blowing up over eastern Washington County. This is High Heat and Cooling Mega Doppler. And again, we've been looking at this cell that's been popping up from our Graduate Hotel WeatherBug network camera. And you can see that cell just to the east of Fayetteville. Again, live newscast is in progress. That's why we're quiet, because Doug is literally right behind me. And I don't want the microphones to pick up. But hopefully you can get to hear me. But there's a look at that cell. And we go back to Mega Doppler. And it's not severe. But it is popping up a little bit more, and I do think that storms in the river valley could get a little more intense tonight. So I think there's a potential for severe storms in the river valley, especially the way that the boundary is dropping south, and it's really warm and it's really humid too. So those are all things that we have to watch, because the heat and humidity, which has been through the roof, is a lot hotter in the river valley. In fact, check this out. This is the heat index. This is how hot it feels. We got 102 in Fort Smith. Feels like 97 in Fayetteville. It is hot, man. The heat is on. There's no doubt about that. And then we look at the temperatures that are in the river valley. You got heat index values at 100 degrees in Shreveport. So how hot did we get? Let's take a look here. Did we hit 92? We're going to find out. Yep. There it is.
Record high.
We tied the record, folks. Tying the record today, because the previous record, 92 back in 1951. Now, Harrison didn't come close. Fort Smith only missed it by 2 degrees. So I do have a new flash flood warning, too, that's been issued in the River Valley. We'll show you that here coming up in just a bit. You probably want to delete some of the satellite stuff and change that around. Going back to Mega Doppler here, I want to show you this. Get that camera off there. All right. Not severe, but storms are definitely popping up. However, Benton and Washington County, or Benton and Carroll County, have been expired. There's the flash flood warning. This is just a slow moving, heavy downpour. Oh, yeah. So flash flood warning goes until 9 o'clock tonight. Additional storms popping up. Not severe, though. All right, guys, we're in the middle of a package right now, so I can talk louder in the studio. The mics are off, and there's not as much going on. We are watching those storms that are developing in Washington County as well as Madison County. We knew there wouldn't be a whole lot of severe weather potential today. We knew that there was, I mean, obviously it wasn't going to be a major severe weather event, but I didn't want to provide a live stream because we do have an exciting announcement. And I know some of you have been asking questions about Rogers and about Bentonville. I want to show you right here that the storm, severe thunderstorm watch has been expired for Benton and Carroll County. As we mentioned, the boundary has come through. There won't be any more threat for storms popping up. Farther south, that's not as much the case, as storms are popping up and developing. And remember, it's hot and humid in the river valley, so those storms will have a little more energy to work with, and therefore they could still become severe. No tornado threat in Prairie Grove. In fact, there's not even a storm in Prairie Grove right now. You can look out the door, and really the tornado threat is near zero with this type of weather system. That's because there's just no jet stream energy aloft. So we're continuing to watch that and monitor that. But again, during the commercial break, before Davion's weather, I want to tell you about something really exciting, and then we'll walk through it after this newscast. But severe thunderstorm watch has expired for Benton and Carroll County, so that's something new and added to this. Okay, here's Davion.
Is a friendly. But first, let's get you a preview of that full forecast right now with Davion. I see a lot of storms kicking up behind you there.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Doug. Always good to see North Carolina in that. But here's a live look at how Hot and Cooling Mega Doppler, this boundary, this leading edge is continuing to spark off new thunderstorms that we'll have to continue to watch. Where this boundary has already passed through Benton and Carroll County, you guys are no longer underneath that severe thunderstorm watch. So we'll keep up with the latest in your full forecast and have you up to speed in just a bit.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Ozark Mountain Roofing. Integrity first, protecting what matters most.
All right, guys. Yeah, that one in eastern Washington, western Madison County, it's blowing up, and you can definitely see it. All right, without much more, let's do anticipation. How about that? We're going to show you this thing called 479WX. All right, so 479WX is the first interactive weather experience, meaning you can post information, you can give us insight as to what's happening with the storm, and it's basically called the 479WX grid. So what happens? You see the weather unfold live, real-time updates from people that are actually out there. It's locals only. Posts are tied to coordinates, share precisely where you are, or stay fuzzy within a 1 mile radius. And it's a raw feed, no algorithms, no influencers. Of course, it's just you and posting your information. Now, this isn't development and it's beta, but so far working pretty well. How does this all work? Well, we've got a blog, and I'm going to share the link for you. This is basically the 479WX blog. So how does this work? Well, you go on, you get a map like this, and when you are on your website, we do have an app in development too, but you see that pin right there? That shows a location of a report. So let's say we scroll down here. You can adjust the reflectivity. You can do all that stuff. You can do all sorts of different things with the radar, which is kind of cool. But what it really is good for is this. Reports. Let's face it, man. Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, it's great for posting the information, but it is absolutely horrific for basically organizing all of those files into it. So let me go back to and show you here. We're going to share this tab instead. So this is the blog right here. I'm going to share this link for you. It basically gives you the first interactive weather experience. So post about it, talk about it, watch it unfold, especially for live weather updates. And not only that, when we're not live, it'll give you a radar loop. It'll give you a county map area. You coming out, Davion?
Yes, sir.
All right. Stand by here. Davion's going to give his weather update. But 479WX, get signed up right now.
4, 6.
Your Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Davion Huggins, certified most accurate by Weather Rate.
We are going to waste no time and get you caught up with everything that's going on across the viewing area right now. Here's How Hidden Cooling Mega Doppler, and we've been continuing to watch this boundary move through across portions of northwest Arkansas, where it has already moved through across portions of Benton County, Carroll County. You guys are no longer underneath that severe thunderstorm watch that was issued a little earlier today, and that does go out until 9. We'll show you that here in just a bit. But notice Mega Doppler continuing to show those storms. They started off moving a little more southeasterly and then south, and now they slightly have a lower southwesterly movement component to them. So we're keeping an eye on that. This is over towards southern Madison County, as well as about to enter into portions of Johnson County. And we're continuing to watch this cell right here that blew up just on the eastern portions of Washington County, far western Madison County. Certainly seeing a little more lightning with that as well, over towards Durham, Japkin, and Elkin. Certainly want to be indoors with any of these storms. If you're hearing lightning and thunder, or hearing thunder, I should say, remember to go indoors, as lightning can strike at any given point. So here's a live look at the Doppler radar showing you that these storms continuing to fire off this boundary. There's downtown Fayetteville far off to the east. That boundary is sitting right over us. We actually have a couple of cameras that will show you. And even further south out ahead of this boundary down in the river valley, this is certainly going to be a little bit of a concern. We have a flash flood warning in place, and that's because a storm that fired off right on top of the mountain really just did not move, and it continued to dump some of those heavy rainfall, some of those heavy downpours right across the same areas over an extended period of time. So there's the big picture right now, seeing most of the severe weather is still off over towards central portions of Arkansas. However, any of these storms along this boundary or out ahead can continue to pulse up to severe limits. So it's certainly going to continue to be something we have to watch, especially where the river valley has had less cloud cover, a little more daytime heating to work with. So even though the environment not necessarily supporting organized storms to continue to form and blow up, anything that moves into that environment could certainly still have our very good attention. There's a live look at Mount Magazine continuing to show some of those storm systems. These looks like they're not as healthy as they were a couple of hours ago, but still nonetheless showing you some development. We're live on Facebook right now, and we were giving you the rundown over this camera over in Dripping Springs, our Kisser FM WeatherBug Network camera that had a couple of those storms overshooting cloud tops, what we saw from some of those cumulonimbus towers that were going up right now. And we also have a very nice look at that. And this is from that storm looking off in our Graduate Hotel from Fayetteville, looking off to the east over towards the cell that's right over Madison County. And that is certainly a healthy updraft that's continuing to show some of those downpours. Now, where it has rained, of course, we are starting to see those temperatures a little cooler. Notice Harrison had a pretty nice downpour earlier today, lower 80s, but everywhere else down in the river valley, check that out, still holding on to the mid 90s at the 7 o'clock hour. So certainly still very warm and a still very prime environment for thunderstorms to last. So that's why we still have that severe thunderstorm watch. But notice the river valley counties kind of drop off, especially far portions of Scott County as well as LaFleur County. We'll continue to see if they get added later on with the southwesterly movement of some of those storms. And again, you can see that Storm Prediction Centers, their outline certainly had this covered, as we do have that slight risk for our far eastern coverage area, and then it drops off. So let's walk you through your future track, because this updates every hour, and honestly, every hour it's been showing something different. But one thing that has stayed consistent is the southwesterly component of some of these showers and storms as we go throughout the next couple of hours. Now, notice the model is trying to drop them off and kill them pretty fast. Some of those could last a little longer than what the models are showing. But here's something that's also interesting. The Lewis hourly model continuing to show even more energy heading into your Tuesday late morning and into the early afternoon, especially across the river valley. Now, this model does not update as fast. This is the extended version, but still having those complex of showers and storms moving mainly along and south of Interstate 40, heading into the late morning hours tomorrow and early afternoon. So your 2-day forecast timeline, we're not dropping those rain chances overnight tonight, and it will keep them ramping back up to right around 30% as we go throughout your late morning into the early afternoon tomorrow, right around midday. And those temperatures, not as warm as what we were today. We're talking upper 80s across northwest Arkansas, and then we'll cool things off a little bit more. And River Valley forecast, still with the same forecast, but notice the temperature slightly warmer, near 90 degrees. Now, as we go throughout the rest of the week, we'll start to dry off and get a little bit of relief with an upper level ridge, but there will be more rain chances returning to the forecast. So we'll walk you through that on the Northwest Arkansas 7-day, and you can check this out. It is going to be a soggy one. So where it's not raining, you want to get outdoors and enjoy the nice weather while you have it, Doug, because after that, the unsettled weather pattern is certainly going to return to our forecast and into our area. You see unsettled weather for your Friday, and then certainly throughout this weekend, rain chances ramping way back up for both Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. So we got a soggy weekend loading. It's been soggy for some of us across Northwest Arkansas over the past couple of days, but we'll continue to monitor the radar for any severe weather developments over the next couple of hours.
Yeah, I was out last week. When I left, was struggling to get in the 80s. When I got back, I mowed the grass because it was needing. It's been over a week. And it felt like it was 100.
Oh, yeah,
it was steamy.
Those heat index values certainly crossing the triple-digit threshold, and that was concerning.
Well, while I was on the coast, that's where our family went on vacation. The local meteorologist there talking a lot about hurricane season, which is now officially upon us. Earlier today on her daily live podcast, Beyond the Forecast, meteorologist Leslie Castro detailed what you need to know.
NOAA or the National Hurricane Center, first and foremost, we do have this beautiful graphic that they have made and released for May 2026. They're expecting anywhere from 8 to 14 storms. Typically, the average is around 14, with 3 to 6 hurricanes possible, and then 1 to 3 major hurricanes. And as we can see, the season probability, only 10% chance of it being above normal, 35% near normal, but 55% below normal. So there is a good chance, and there's a leading confidence. And the NOAA, or National Hurricane Center, I should say, they said, to be exact, they're expecting, or they have 70% confidence on seeing these types of numbers come about. So first and foremost, there you go. Just one more look at that. And then over on the other monitor, I do also have our names for the hurricane season as well. And you can see we have Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, a few other, many other names to be considered here, nonetheless.
Even has Nana. You can't. Nana is going to be a hurricane this year. Before the Beyond the Forecast rather airs live weekdays, Monday through Friday, 12:30 on our streaming channel 479 First. That's where you also find all sorts of other local programming for free. Jason Sewell's Telly Award-winning Whispers in the Hollow, our 4 o'clock podcast every day. It's In Good Company, and all of your local newscasts at 479 First, available on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Samsung TV. Straight ahead, for now, nothing really is on the line, but soon everything will be on the line for the U.S. men's national team. We'll take you to the pitch where they just got in an extra game. Keep it here.
Tuesday on KNWA Today, learn how you can support culture.
Guys, we're in a commercial break now, but I want to kind of show you how this is going to utilize severe weather coverage to its fullest, all right? Because when you send a report in on picture, hey, I tagged you on Facebook. Number one, we can't typically save it.
Right.
Number two, we can't keep a record of it. Number three, it's like jumbled in all the comments. And now Facebook makes it even more difficult with the notifications that they're all out of order.
Yeah, you get notice from 30 weeks ago.
Yeah, 30 weeks ago, 10 days ago, 5 minutes ago. And it's like 5 minutes ago is way down here. And all these other posts are like, so it doesn't help. Yes, it's great to provide the information, but in order to receive the information, it sucks. So I want to show you this. This is an example of what's going to happen. So notice this little marker. Someone just posted on 479WX a picture. And what we can do is we can zoom in on this. We can see cell is building over the east side. Oh, look at that. We're going to click on this. It's going to load up a photo. And now we can see exactly in real time, while we're looking at the radar, as we got the report, the cell is building up over the east side. That was 10 minutes ago. Yep. And that was for 479WX. And guess what? That was that cell that ended up popping up and moving south now of Durham and moving towards, it looks like, Crosses, Delaney, Patrick, Cannon Creek, right along Highway 16. So that's where that cell is going. And one other thing is that doesn't look very big, but we can display it as full screen media. And so now you get the picture, you get the view of the cell from the location. And another thing too is if you're worried about your exact location, it kind of gives you a little bit of a buffer zone. So it'll show not your precise location unless you want to check it out. This is going to revolutionize severe weather coverage.
Yeah, this is
it really does, because we'll be able to get the reports out quickly and we'll be able to see them. So tell your friends and family about 479wx.com. There is an app. We've already got it in its testing phase. Probably will be released pretty soon. It'll also be tied into the stream as well. Yep. These are all things that we have to work on behind the scenes, but super excited about it. And I just posted that blog. If you want to learn more about it, here it is. It's basically on our website. You can go to knwa.com, go to the weather blog, and I know we're 15 seconds out from our next hit, but it's got a real good mosaic radar too, with warnings on there. Now I know there's a lot of radar sources, so this isn't meant to be a radar source solely, but like for instance, there's a wall cloud. We'll be able to know where that is. We can keep track of all of those reports. Those pins will pop up. And by the way, I called this Scoff at Me. Yep, Scoff at Me. So what's happening? These are the tags: damaging winds, flash flood, hail, lightning, rotation, severe storms, tornadoes, winter reports. Think of snow reports. This is going to absolutely revolutionize snow reports. instead of trying to hunt and peck comments and all this
And
stuff.
snow is big because trying
Now,
to figure out that
yeah,
warm nose.
the sky. Let's say you have an aurora, meteor, clouds, rainbow, hail, sunrise, sunsets, photos, aftermath, damage reports, trees down, non-life threatening weather, life. So I just want to get a beautiful day on the park. Anything.
Questions.
So scoff at me page. Users are asked to share what is happening. After sharing a description, additional tags will be optional. It'll be helpful. We're going to make those pins. Here's an example of how the sharing location works. You can share your exact location, but it typically does about a 1 mile buffer zone, 1 mile radius drawn on a map. So it doesn't give your exact location if you don't want. Also, you'll get notifications through the website if someone comments, upvotes, or posts, so that up-to-date information. This is really, we're super excited about this, and this not only is going to be local, but also across the country, and this is something that I think is going to be pretty sweet. Yes, we are going to connect the app. Yeah, it's going to be really helpful. It really is. We are super excited about it, for sure.
Check this out. That outflow boundary from this storm.
So Davion was talking about the outflow boundary, and you can see it surging southwestward right here.
Like it's making this storm stronger.
Yeah, and that could be in eastern Johnson County. Now, there is a chance that outflow boundaries does create a little bit of circulation. It's not a super strong one, and it's actually rotating anticyclonically.
The wrong way.
So if you look at it, do we have a storm motion from the warning?
No warning.
Well, we're looking at a different one. Yeah, it's about 23 knots. So a lot of winds. There's just absolutely no shear. Even though that boundary is going to make it a little stronger, probably might be a severe thunderstorm warning for Pope County, honestly. As that drops south, you can see the outflow boundary interacting with it. But the temperatures are just way too hot, and I want to see those pins start populating. So we could just test it out here. If you want to go ahead and make a post, I think you're coming out here pretty soon. It's a real short commercial break.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Super short commercial break, and then we'll be done with the newscast. Then we can kind of dive through any questions that you might have.
Oh, no, I can't say that number. 41.
But the fact that we could put those reports on there it is. New severe thunderstorm warning. Man, are we good? New severe thunderstorm warning, eastern Johnson County and Pope County just got issued.
Eastern Johnson.
That was the one we were just talking about. That's merging with that outflow boundary.
It's almost like we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Merging.
Probably.
Somebody watching going, hey, you guys said blue skies, and all of a sudden, just east of Springdale, storms are firing up, and then further to the southeast, it's kind of getting a little dicey for some.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Doug. Here's a live look at Mega Doppler right now. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Johnson County, as well as we'll continue to see that as it populates. But notice that outflow boundary that you can see is continuing to move off to the east.
Go to max 1.
Continues. So you can go to max 1 and actually see the newest severe thunderstorm warning. If we switch over to max 1, there it is. So you can see that's radar indicated, of course, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Also has some 1-inch hailstones that are falling for Johnson and Pope counties right now. So we'll continue to monitor the latest.
Bullfrog Valley.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That severe thunderstorm watch continues to go until 9 o'clock, but we'll continue to monitor that and see if it gets extended at all. But yeah, it's certainly been an active afternoon. Now, if we go back to max 2, and you can see the 7-day forecast, we're going to have some lingering showers and storms as we go throughout your Monday, and then more as we go throughout your Tuesday. And then we have some quiet weather before rainy days continue.
All right. Again, thank you for watching Bullfrog Valley. We'll see you tonight at 10 on KNWA.
It's all good though.
All right.
Weather is the main
That
story.
was an old 7-day, by the way. That was a 7-day from today, which, hey, there are some storms popping up, and then there are some things that are out there. So yeah, LCT Gaming saying just make a post. Yeah, just take a picture outside, just a test, you
troubleshoot,
know,
yeah.
just do a test, and then you can see how fast it populates on the screen, which is I think this is going to be
This is
awesome.
gonna be so
What are
good.
you excited about with this, Davion?
Like you said, I think this is going to be game changing for the real time updates,
Information, right?
that you
Yeah.
can receive, because there's a lot of times where we're getting reports or we're getting things that are already happening or have already happened several minutes ago. And also with the way we do it, we're live on air.
We can't really find them.
Yeah, you can't really go searching for it,
No.
because you have to have eyes on the radar and the chats and everything that's going on. So having this on the radar where I can just go boop and see, oh yeah, there's a tree down on such and such road, maybe because of this storm. So
Yeah.
we know there's damage being caused. Boom. So it's so exciting to see and test out. And we were mentioning snow, but I was coming out of the break. But I was going to say this would have been very useful
for winter weather.
Winter weather, figuring out that rain snow line or that sleet snow line.
Yeah, because it can change over just a few matter of minutes. You know, I mean, and miles.
We
Like it
saw
just
that.
be a couple miles.
Yeah, I experienced
elevation too.
I experienced that myself. The live stream.
Yeah.
When we were doing that, I was in chat and I was scrolling through chat and they were saying, yeah, it's snowing in Rogers now. And I was like, well, how bad is it?
Yeah.
They showed me and they were like, pull up the Rogers camera.
So behind the scenes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was
I was
snowing like
And
crazy.
I was like, yeah, Tyree, time to go home.
So here's an example of, let's say there's a really impressive picture of a wall cloud or a storm. We can make it look even different now. We pin this post. So now if we zoom in, you'll see how it's a pin post. And now we click on it and this won't go away. The other reports will go away after 3 hours, not within the full system, but just on the map. So we don't get stuff that's 2 days old,
Right.
you know? And so there's a pin post right there. So it shows how it's a pin post. Now we can remove that pin and then it'll just go back to a normal pin. Now I know that the icon looks like lightning and we're working on making yeah, there you go. Also help weed out the people who like to lie for interactions on the lives.
That's actually
Now there probably will still be some imbeciles that put AI photos on there, but the good
Yeah.
news is we got moderation, and we also have scum moderation too.
Yeah.
So we have filtering of inexplicit stuff, and it won't make it
good. Yeah,
Yep.
this is gonna be
for explicit photos
Like
and
you said,
garbage like
game
that.
changing.
Yep. Really, really super excited. So again, if you're just tuning in now, we're done with the 7 o'clock newscast. Great job, Davion.
Thank you.
We're
mouthful.
letting you know about storms and severe weather. And I want to see someone, maybe if they're in the St. Paul area. We had someone from St. Paul.
Yeah.
Get on 479WX. Show this storm coming in, if you can do it safely without lightning and stuff like that. And take a snapshot of the storm, what it looks like coming in. But there's a look at the outflow boundary. Boone, Carroll, and Benton County have been removed from the severe thunderstorm warning. Pretty soon it's going to be removed for the Washington, Madison, and Newton County area. Fayetteville probably not going to see storms. The outflow boundary is just pushing south too much. I don't think anything else develops or pops up. This is a storm that's severe in eastern Johnson County. That's got a little more strength to it. It is riding an outflow boundary. Let's see if this shows any type of rotation with it. Nothing super major. Now there's a warning. I can actually track the warning. That's moving at 11 knots. It's moving really slow.
Yeah, that thing is crawling.
But I do think additional storms will be possible in the River Valley throughout the evening and into the overnight hours. So
The only thing that's difficult with this
Will Rogers is very cool.
high-res satellite, you start to lose the daytime heating.
You lose the brightness, you mean?
Yeah, the brightness.
Yeah.
Sunlight, my bad. Daytime. The sunlight, that's what I meant.
Bring it back up because I just was going to bring that up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So loop that.
You can see this makes it very apparent. There it is.
Yeah, you can see those clouds billowing up. But see how the upper level support, the jet stream's a little bit greater. Wow, look at that splash cirrus. You could really see that over by Clinton. Check this out.
That was a tall thunderstorm.
Right there.
Yeah.
So there's
milky cloud.
See how those overshoots pop up and then they die, but that's all splash cirrus right there. Let's go through that. That was that storm by Clinton.
Yeah, that was cool.
We already talked about enhanced V's and all that stuff.
The far eastern Washington County is still trying. There's the comment saying, far eastern Washington, looking east from Fayetteville.
Let's check it out here. Graduate Hotel. Yeah. Well, it's clouded over because it's moved south. But guess what? We've got our Kisser FM camera. I think it's still recording here. Oh,
yeah.
I'm still going on that. I'm not going to stop until those storms die out.
Is the Harrison one done? Gaither Mountain?
What is this? This is cool. Oh, I'm so glad I kept this rolling. What is this cloud bank? What? Wow. That looks like a spider web or something, doesn't it?
It looks like fog. It's just like...
That's what I think it is. It's all like, it's just basically so steamy from the rain that came down. That is too cool.
Wow.
And by the way, just get this. This camera has been recording the whole time. We're going to be able to see where this came from. Look at the glory that you can see on the left here. Bottom left.
Yeah. This is going to be one of the most epic time lapses.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that going for a little bit. What is that? That is crazy. Okay, Huntsville Middle School. Go check that one out.
All right.
You could definitely see that updraft there, and that's looking west.
Huntsville Middle School. Why aren't these in order?
Yes, absolutely. You can see your own posts 100%. That's what makes it so fun and interactive, is that everybody can kind of see what other people are posting. And you can see others' posts as well. So it's not just us getting the information, but it's you guys getting the information as well. So let's say there's a wall cloud out there, and you're going to see other people posting that as well, which will help our stream and help our severe weather coverage, and it'll help you guys get the warning out at the same time. This really is game changing, and there's nothing like it that's out there where we can make those posts. Yeah, there is Instagram and there's Snapchat. Snapchat we can't see; they disappear too.
Yeah,
but it is kind of like on the same level where you have a map and then you post. This is kind of more geared towards severe weather.
Severe weather. Also, I'm noticing that hourly is a lot different than what I just showed on air.
The hourly is changing basically every hour. I mean, it doesn't have anything consistent at all. There's a look at that cell. That's looking west from Huntsville, and so, or kind of more southwest.
Yeah.
Charles Farmer, how about this? Signed up. What a great app. Yeah, really. How about this? This is a cool comment. Trace said, "You're always trying to improve the streams, how viewers get accurate info, and how to keep us all safe. Y'all are just the best. Thank you so much. Appreciate it."
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You guys are the best for listening.
Yeah.
Tuning
100%.
in.
How about this? This is a cool comment from earlier. Wow, I have you streaming on YouTube, on my TV, and watching on Facebook so I can comment. Crazy how delayed the live stream is on Facebook compared to YouTube. YouTube servers are just juggernauts.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, we mentioned it is free. There's no wind shear for tornadoes. The only thing that can prevent or cause a storm to produce a tornado is, let's say it rides a boundary for a long time. There's some localized interaction, but the base of these storms have to get a lot lower.
Yeah.
You got to have lower LCLs.
Outflow interactions will be the only way to do it. We were mentioning that. That's how that storm, we watched it, and I was like, that outflow looks like it's making this storm.
Hinesville, you're good. Storms are out of there. How about this? How about the weather conditions of the Arkansas, Missouri at the state line? You're good. Storms are pushed south.
Yep.
So this is a very, very, very small thing. Oh, How about this? My mom works at Benchmark.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Awesome. Not only that, but one of the weather services sister-in-law works for at Benchmark, and that's how we got connected with that.
That's so cool. Severe thunderstorm warning still going till 8:15. That's a well, these storms are crawling.
Oh, so Danny, why did me get nothing in May? And does this mean we're going in for it from the fall? It just depends. May was pretty quiet because we didn't have a lot of jet stream energy. The ridge built overhead. There was a blocking pattern that developed, and so that's why there wasn't much severe weather.
It's all the mesoscale stuff.
All right, everyone, I want you to get on 479WX. Again, we don't have it tied to our stream right now. 7-second delay, 7 to 8 second delay on our church programs run on Sundays.
Yeah.
It's like a social media app for weather nerds. That's exactly what it is. 100%. So
let me see.
Post something.
Yeah.
Give me a post out there. We'll have it hit the map, and then I'll be able to show how fast it does, how fast it uploads, how fast it changes. Yeah, there you go. So you don't do social media for you except for YouTube, so that works for me. Exactly. And we won't send you junk mail, any of that, none of that.
Okay.
Just the only reason to register, yeah? Got a post?
From Benton County, Bentonville, 2 minutes ago.
Okay, 2 minutes ago. Let's see. Yep, there it is. So example. Okay, we got Mega Doppler. Oh, look at this. We got a pin here. It's like very close to the Walmart warehouse in the home office. We're going to click on that. And clear skies with above average heat and around 10 miles per hour winds. Don't know if there's a photo attached to that or if that's just an update, but that shows you're at LCT.
Yeah, no photo.
No photo?
No photo.
Okay, so there you go.
But that shows.
But that's a post.
Yeah, that's a post.
And then we can also just hover over it and we can see without a photo. So something I'm thinking of is we might want to have where there's media attached to it. Oh yeah, it does. It already says that. So this shows a 479 wind update. So basically 10 miles per hour winds, clear skies, above average heat. And that's for LCT weather.
This is going to be
and Denton Sachs.
Game changing.
Now that does have media. So we click on that and boom, watch it load the photo. And then we can go, wow, let's take a closer look at that. And there it is, full screen. Just awesome. It's going to be so cool. And when we get a big event and there's a lot of people that are on there, that'll be really neat. All right, guys. Well, I think these storms are about to die out. Let's take a look at the latest computer models. And this is like, it's basically, put a storm here and there. You get a storm and you get a storm. We'll see what this does. Not much.
Not much. It has a better handle on the outflow.
Yeah. And then here's what comes in tomorrow morning.
That's making me adjust. That's making me want to adjust.
I think the River Valley will be getting more.
Yeah.
We might want to go higher than
30.
All right. While I'm waiting for maybe someone to post, which I want to see, 479wx.com. Let's do one more thing. Let's look at this Gaither Mountain time lapse.
This is going to be epic.
I don't know what's going on this. This is going to be.
This has to go.
This is going to be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and we'll check it out. You can bring it up on Weather 2, Max 2. By the way, there's another updraft there.
There is?
Yeah, south of that other, or a little north of that one. But boy, the window's closing fast though on that. What is this? The clouds. I don't know where the glory is coming from. It must be from maybe the camera dome, maybe the light. I don't know.
No clue.
I don't know where those clouds came from, but here's what we're going to do. 64 times. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's watch. You and I watch this together. All right, this goes basically several hours, and the computer's faster, so it's running the time lapses better too. Yeah.
Man, these thunderstorms in the back. You can see the updrafts.
All right, there's the updrafts in the back. What's wild is if you're looking real quick, you don't really see the other updrafts. But here's the thunderstorms, and then some of the clouds just obscure it. But you might notice some cirrus clouds off in the distance. So if you're storm chasing, this is known as a thunderstorm complex. Gale, it's not an app. It is an app in development, and it's going to be called 479WX. The app is in testing right now, but it's called 479WX.com. It is a website as of now. 479WX.com.
Oh, it was nice. He said LCT gaming. There's no photo. That was me.
That was me. Yeah.
Nice.
I see that. I love how it grays it out
Yeah.
when you click on the comments, so you know that you've already looked at it.
Well, this is an epic time lapse.
Okay, so we've got the storm blowing up. And on when I edit it, I'm going to make it a lot faster, obviously, because this can only go 64 times. There's the rain coming in. Look at this thunderstorm starting to develop. There's another updraft in the foreground. There's another explosive updraft. So all these pieces of energy are coming in. Look at the rain down there off in the distance. Tip up the camera. There's another updraft. Look at the shadowing. Now that storm is moving. This is looking northwest or northeast, and the storm is moving southeast. So it's gonna start to move right over the camera. Look at the downpour over there. Now this is why there's no tornado threat. The base of these thunderstorms are so high off the ground, and you see there's absolutely no rotation at all with them. Yeah, you get some lowered hanging clouds, but those are called scud clouds or scary looking clouds. And then it just starts to die out. Now here comes the whale's mouth, precipitation. Look at that. That is a really heavy rain right there.
Took the temperature down 20 degrees.
Mm-hmm. All right, now I tilt down because I want to see more of the sky.
Rain's starting to come to an end.
Now we're going to move it over.
Man, this is so cool.
Now look at that. Rain coming in different directions there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I move the camera to the southeast and kind of clears out. Oh, look at the crepuscular rays. Now that's cool. Sun angle's still too high for rainbows at this point.
Yeah.
But I think we might see the hint of one. There it is.
Yep, there it is.
Just a hint of a rainbow. Kind of showing up and then dying out. Those crepuscular rays are beautiful. Now the question is, where do these low clouds come from?
I was going to ask.
It's getting close. We're at 6:31 now for the time. Those time lapses are so smooth, man.
Yeah, this new computer is.
Yeah, it's not jerky anymore at all, and it's still recording too. No, they're jerked. Just as I said that, I think that was actually a stream that glitched. It's still going. Okay, these clouds come out of nowhere then. My guess is they're going to come off the ridge line and spew southward. Yep, here they come.
There they are.
What? That is cool. Yeah.
It's like foam.
Look at that. Oh, it's going to come right through the camera. So that must have been an out. What? And then it went back down. That was wild. That's almost like it was breathing.
Yeah.
That was wild. That was wild. That was cool.
Pull the camera up. We were like, what is that?
Okay, it like I said, it's an app and test flight. Okay, got a new report here. Let's go in. So this just shows you how fast it happened. So we've got another report. This is from Northwest Benton County. This is actually pinned too. So nothing really to see, but storm south of us is super nice outside. So this is from Levi, and notice how it's pinned, so it's bright. I click on this, and nothing really to see, storm. So it doesn't look like there's any media to this that was attached. So then the pin disappears. McDonald County. That tells you exactly what county it was in. So that helps. And it was 3 minutes ago.
There's something new.
You got another post? Oh, yeah, there's another one. Look at this one. This one just popped up. So this is looking south from Beaver Lake. Now, this side actually have some media. There you go. And then we can go Twister Talk 24, display it as full screen. There you go. Man, look at how fast we can get photos. And of course, we can save those photos. We can share them, and we'll figure out a way maybe to get it to post. Oh, here's another pin too. People are trying it out. Clear skies. This has some media. So Trace Connor, look at that beautiful photo. That's nice.
Sun rays through the trees.
Clear skies 20 seconds ago. Look at how fast that is. That's almost instant.
This is game changing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's another one. Chris Smith, southeast of Elkins. So we double click. There you go. There's the cells that are by southeast of Elkins.
Yep. That's the one.
We can display that full
St.
screen.
Paul, right over crosses right now. Matter of fact, like directly.
That's the cells. And so the difference between the two. Look at how fast we can post that. And that was just a few seconds ago. That was basically now. This one was 39 minutes ago. So it tells you exactly when it was, highlights over it. And this is going to be game changing, folks. This is going to be awesome. Yeah, can we view the storm around Pope County? Yes, we can, Logan. In fact, we've got a WeatherBug Network camera that has an amazing view of that. No tornado potential, though, although it is starting to rotate a little bit on the leading edge. And so here is a look at our WeatherBug Network camera from Kisser FM. And there's your updrafts right there. So you can see that new one that's on the left-hand side. That is the severe, kind of in its brand new infant stages. Actually, I take that back. That cell that's on the Kisser FM camera, that's old. Because watch, this is a time lapse.
Time lapse area, yeah.
Oh, here's another thing too that we've added. This is cool. Check this out. So, which way are we looking? That's a question that we've always had, right?
Right.
With these cameras. Well, if we put what's called the orientation aid on here, we can see exactly which way we're looking now for severe weather coverage.
Makes life
And
so
so
much easier.
now you can see that at the bottom of the screen. It's kind of hard to read, especially with the trees and the colors being similar. I might have to adjust the color, see if I can. But that's northeast because it's right in between north, which is over here, and east, which is over here. And so there's northeast. So that's looking northeast. So that's looking at that other cell. So if we turn it sideways, there's this severe thunderstorm warning that is over Pope County that's headed towards Russellville. So there's a look at that view. And then we go to Mega Doppler. It does have a little notch, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And this would be impacting Little Rock's television coverage area. Let's look and see what type of circulation it's got. Starting to develop a little bit of one. Slight little rotation.
Yeah, little inflow.
That's on the north side of Dover. Now we also have a camera that's at, but it's going to be looking into the tower, so we won't really get a good look at it. For our Mount Magazine camera. I'll stop that recording. Man, I love seeing clouds like this just because. Oh. Whoa. No, northeast.
Man.
Yeah, you can't really see that storm, but that's it. That's the one.
North side of Dover.
North. So here's the other cell. That's north. Come on, take it. Move the camera. Oh, that is north. There you go. You tracking that? Yeah, go ahead and put a track on that, just for people that are not out of our weather, they're not in our weather coverage area.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what? For anyone who likes 7 Brew, they have a Baja Blast 7 Energy. It is so good. Seriously? Man. Okay, yeah, we'll track this storm.
Let me make sure that's the right spot.
It's also headed towards Allie's grandmother's house, right? Yeah, so here's a look at that's the future radar, and that's garbage. So there you go. There's the track of that cell moving straight south.
Due east. Where does Allie's grandmother live? Man, Little Rock has had a rough go of it today.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me show you this real quick here. I got to log in real fast. Well, hold on just a sec. Yeah, so here's an example. Oh, look, we got one in Fort Smith too that's posted. So I am going to share this tab. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you look at the 479WX is what we call the grid. So here's an example. Here's all the posts that people made. You click on it and you can get a view. So it's like social media. There's a look. Oh, check that out. Adeline sent that one in. Donkers. How about this one? This is a new post from the River Valley. Thunderstorm over Harrison, visible all the way from Kisser FM WeatherBug Network camera. There's a look at that cell. You can click on it. You can get the latest on the warning too. It also gives the time, what time it's moving in, radar indicated, the different tags too, which is really nice. There's a special weather statement. Honestly, the radar is not too shabby for a Mosaic.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Pretty good Mosaic radar. There's the flash flood warning that you can see that's red. All National Weather Service colors, by the way. And so if I were to make a post, let's just do something here real quick. I'll just say post, and I'll just say gorgeous evening in Fayetteville. Okay, and then we'll just put I'll just put life. Life is happening. Now, I could use my location. I could share the exact location. Or I could just have it basically within a mile. And you can also set your location too. So we go back down here. We scroll down. And I'm not going to put a photo or anything. I'll just put KNWA for the location. And then we'll go here. And then I could put this, or I could go, I will just share exact location. We already kind of know where all that's at. Scroll down here, add photo. And we don't want to add a photo here. So I notice that it doesn't look like I'm able to post for some reason. These are all going to be probably bugs that we have to work out on the desktop. Seems like it almost needs a picture or something like that. Let's see. If I click on this, the pictures. Oh, yeah, there you go. Huh. Wonder why that's not going. Let's try this. 609 West Nixon Street. Oh, there you go. Okay, for some reason, I think we had to like type in an address, go like that, and then I can post. So let me see if I remove this. Can I still post? Yep. All right, so I just made a post. There's a cell. There's my new post right there. Gorgeous evening in Fayetteville, less than a minute ago. And then we go to our Mega Doppler source and we'll bring that up. Davions, how's that storm looking? Kind of weakened a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah. The one near St. Paul definitely did. This one, not so much.
Not so much, though. That one's a little stronger.
Yeah.
So here's a new post right there. Gorgeous evening in Fayetteville. We click on that and no media. So it's fast, man. When it updates, it's quick.
Fast. Has a little mezzo with it.
This one does?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of riding that boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. Headed towards Russellville. So a little bit of weak rotation. That's riding that boundary, and that's why those storms are popping up. Wow, look at the other storms that developed too along an outflow boundary.
Man.
So, okay, let me go back to Mega Doppler here now that you've seen the grid. Okay, here's a question. I had to be specific with my address. It wouldn't let me post until I had an actual address typed in. Okay. We'll look at that and the development side of that. But thank you for letting me know. I had to select my location to post. Okay. Yeah, there is no app yet. Like I said, we're in the middle of testing it. And then you have to click on use my location. So that's going to be use my location. That's going to set it up. So you don't necessarily have to type in an exact address. Yeah, the watch has been lifted, guys, for Benton County. No more severe thunderstorm watch.
Ruth Atwood sending in some pictures.
Yeah.
Megaphone.
See, Megaphone's great too because that allows us to put it on our newscast. We got to get these two tied together.
That'd be
that would be game. That would be even more game changing.
Out magazine looks cool.
Yeah. Okay, here's the deal. We can look at iDrive Arkansas, cover that storm. Again, this is Little Rock's television coverage area. However, maybe some of you have friends in the Russellville area or family, yeah, for that matter. I'm going to bring up a couple of iDrive cameras here near the Russellville area. So we'll watch this storm coming in. I'm going to work my way west to east, and we'll bring this up here in a second. So All right, 4 cameras should be seeing a view of Russellville. Yeah, looks a little suspect for sure. Quarter size hail about to move right into Russellville.
Yeah, that storm.
You
is-
updating the forecast here?
Yes, sir. A little more confident in those rain chances now.
Yeah, I know.
Seeing how today panned out.
On the stream. So Davion's updating that. I'm on the live stream here, just tracking this storm as it's about to come into the Russellville area. So we've got iDriver, and we got multiple cameras that are loaded up. This is another thing that we've developed too, which is game changing as well. This is what we call iDriver. I'll bring this up here real soon here. Here's a look at iDriver that basically brings up multiple iDrive cameras at once, so we can show that. That one shows you westbound. That is just basically west of Russellville.
Getting hit. Pretty gusty winds. Just did a post.
Yes, we can. On the app, when you get a comment on your thing, it would notify you. It would do a push notification. But not exact. Okay, good. Is the app you're speaking of being developed? It is. It is totally being developed. In fact, it's on test flight already. And just to show you here, just posted it, did not go through, did it go through, no pick. So we'll find out here. Look at the eastbound upper right. You can see the rain, it looks like. Yeah. Look at that upper left one, westbound. That's the storm coming through Russellville. So this is what it looks like on Mega Doppler. It's literally crossing the interstate right now. The other areas for the traffic cameras are a little farther east, so they're not getting impacted as much. But here's the Russellville storm. As far as rotation is concerned, there is a little bit that's showing up. It's right on the leading edge. It's not super major. It's not anything prompting tornado potential, but it basically moved right over that camera. So that's why there was a little gusty winds there. And that storm is continuing to drop south. Severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for another 22 minutes. Other than that, there's another cell that's southwest of St. Paul. What?
It's a new development in their Prairie Grove.
Oh, look at this. We got a bunch of pins on here now.
Oh,
okay. So here's LCT weather here. Are we allowed to post outside of the weather coverage area? Yes, absolutely. It's just basically for us. Here's another one here. Sun is somewhat setting. There's another one from LCT. And then clear skies above. We got the average. And then here's the other one, Kendall. Not really, just some clouds off in the distance. Not really much showing up. Isn't that cool though? And then we can bring that up full screen. But I just love the way. Look at all those reports. We're getting some people on here. This is perfect. And the more people know about it, give them a shout. 479 WX. It should say scoff drop. That's why we call it scoff at me. It's like, just scoff at me in a good way, right?
Right. I'm telling all my friends and family.
That's cool. I love that. Yeah. gonna be game changing. Nobody else has this. Nobody else has this in development. So it really will be awesome. I'm sure there will be others that will make it, but hey, we're letting you know about it here. All right, one last look, and then we're going to shut this live stream down. Who are making the posts and the pings? That's exactly you guys that are logging in to 479WX. But I did want to show you this real quick. So it is an app in development, and we already kind of have it. See? So we can click on this. We can click on a pin, and so it gives the location, just exactly what you have. And it's real user-friendly and real mobile-friendly, too. It's got a nice radar. It still has all the alerts and all the warnings and stuff like that. And so works really well. Love the dark color scale, too. Different pins show different types of alerts. So if it's severe, it's red, just different things like that. So it looks a little different on the app than it does on Mega Doppler, but we're continuing to develop both. Pretty cool stuff, though. Oh, there's a pin way south. No, that's just a flash flood warning. There you see all the other cells as well. So yeah, there it is. App in development, on test flight. 479WX. Yeah, let me show you one more time. We'll get back to this, but yeah, let me show you real fast what it looks like. So this is it, 479WX. And if we go back to home, this is what it looks like. First interactive weather experience. Kind of talks about the different stuff. Beta in development, the map feed, live mosaic, fuzzy location by default. If you have any things that you want to let people know about the app, you'll click on this and you'll get an email address, and then you can send in reports, and not reports, but send in develop, improvements, feedback, if you will, programming feedback. Oh, storm just blew up over Prairie Grove.
Yeah,
brand new.
I was trying to get a look at it from
this
Kessler.
is a brand new storm here.
Lincoln would be.
Yeah, check this out. Of course it would. We're still trying to replace that Lincoln camera. Yeah, this is just west of Prairie Grove, as a matter of fact.
Right along that boundary.
Yep. Be right over Lincoln. So you can't see it from Kessler.
Barely, yeah. That's the west view would be all tower.
I bet you the Graduate could see, though, if we look east or west, I mean. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yep.
Wow. That storm went up.
That was fast.
Yeah. Let's bring that up real quick and I'll show you.
Is that Graduate?
Yeah. There's the Graduate Hotel. That's the updraft that's over Prairie Grove. So we still have some storms developing, but the severe threat is definitely winding down. So we are getting rain. Did you go rain for weather rate too?
I did.
Noon to 6? Noon to 6? No. 6 to 10.
Yeah.
We won on that. Nice. All right, guys. So we got some storms that are popping up. Nothing really major, nothing severe. Benton and Carroll and Madison County just about ready to be done with severe weather threat. Washington County, the boundary's still sticking around. Brandon, Heath, and Patrick, Delaney, Combs, Brashears, St. Paul, Mountain Crest, those areas going to be getting impacted by that storm. Severe storm coming through Russellville. You can see our iDriver network just blasting Russellville, especially that camera on the top left.
Yeah, top left going.
I guess it got
westbound.
It got it so bad it knocked the banner off the screen. I don't know. We got to replace that banner, obviously. Well, we'll wrap it up. We'll see what kind of comments we have. Should see the cloud structure at the exit 86 in Bentonville. Beautiful. You know what? Rogers would have. That's the thing. This new camera, since it's totally clear over Rogers. Oh man, this is crazy. This shows you the difference between a boundary. So that's west, that's south. Yeah. Can't really see much. You might get some good mammatus clouds though. I'll tell you that. Whoa, look at that tower. That is like such a turkey tower. He'll love this. Check this out. This is our Cartwright, excuse me, not Cartwright, Rogers benchmark camera. It's a brand new one. I got to add it to this too.
Yeah.
Look at that turkey tower, man.
Tall boy.
Yeah, it is a tall boy. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, it could be used anywhere, not just 479 WX. In fact, the plan is to, yeah, sorry, because I had the wrong thing on. I've got multiple screens that I'm looking at. I'm bouncing back and forth. But there's a look at that camera. That's from the benchmark camera. And what that is this cell right here. Not that one. That's the Russellville storm that's moving in. It's this one right here. Just basically perfectly vertical. You know what's really cool too is because these things are so isolated, we can look at this in 4 dimensions, and I bet you it's just going to be one small, like a tower that's just perfectly vertical.
Yeah.
To watch this. There it is.
Yep. Just
boop. So this is the way we're viewing it right here. Looking east.
wow.
It's almost exact. And then look, you can see the other updraft to the left of it.
Yeah, right beside it. With the little gap in between.
How cool is that? Here, let's do this. Let's get back and get both of them. There you go. So there's the 2 updrafts right there. So we go back and we go to the Rogers benchmark camera. I got to add that to one thing. So we'll go back here. There's your 2 updrafts. And there's Mega Doppler, and the stronger updraft to the left, and then the smaller ones to the right. That's cool, isn't it?
Another isolated storm in Scott County.
How about this here? Dan, I have another good idea. If you share this with like friends and family, could you be able to add them as a friend so you can see what they're up to on 479 WX? Not trying to make it social media. I will be able to see what they're up to in terms of their posts and social, but not necessarily. It won't. I don't know about a social media platform. I mean, it kind of is for weather nerds, if you will. But anyways, keep working at it. Keep playing with it. We want to know about development issues, feedback, all that stuff. So you can fill us in and yeah, we're still live because we have additional cells popping up. And we were watching that camera. Brendan's like, "You're still alive?" We were talking a lot about 479wx.com. But all right, guys, that'll do it for us. I know the first live stream in a long, long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah. See, we're working on things behind the scenes, just to let you know. So keep it here with your weather authority. We'll give you the very latest information as always. Take care, guys. If any storms pop up, become severe, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're good. Yeah. But a few downpours coming in between Prairie Grove and Lincoln. So God bless. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace.